food here. And there are millions and millions of people on the continent who probably would think this is very good news for them, especially at the end of the day, if the system has the will to deliver. What do you think? Do you dismiss them? What do you think, Rhoda?
I think the issue of food is a political question. It's a political question which calls for the leadership to dedicate its effort to food and nutrition. It's not only in terms of looking at food in a normative way, it's in terms of the governance systems. It's a political question. Because when you see on some streets in Africa where people are demonstrating for food, for increasing prices, it's an indication that, look, I think it is time we focused more on food in terms of political situation. I think Africa has done quite a lot as far as the governance question is concerned. It is, in the developing world, the only continent where you find that the institution is able to call to book the leadership on the continent. Any leader who tampers with the constitution, the leadership is called to book. So I think, and I believe, quite a lot is happening. The concerns of the population of Africa on issues of governance, on issues of accessibility and participation. I think the issue is on participation. So these are issues which we have to consider and which we are doing, I think, fairly well as far as Africa is concerned. Now, looking at the G8 of 2012, I believe that this is going to bring a different paradigm. There is a paradigm shift in that, although people may be complaining about the private sector, we have been having a focus more on the public sector. But when you look, as the professor has said, my colleague here, in Europe, the resource has gone down from the public coffers. You look around the world, who has the money? The money is available in the pockets of the private sector. Mm-hmm. So we have to leverage on that resource.
But in those countries where they have those problems, it is actually because they experience the sort of disease that we sort of have figured out a way of living really to accommodate. That is, they do not pay taxes like in Greece. They are very corrupt. Mm-hmm. There is no accountability. Look at the Germans who are very disciplined. They don't even have a problem of unemployment. So there is something I think that we can do for ourselves because, frankly, let's face it, from the time I was a little kid in Kabaale, southwestern Uganda, I started hearing leaders talking about Africans produce what they do not consume. They consume what they do not produce. Wait a minute. We have the power, we have the means, we have the land, we have the people. The intellectual balance of power has been shifting in our favor. We can read all the books and figure out what is happening. We can learn from other human experiences. Why can't we feed ourselves, at least, to begin with?
I think, Shaka, what you are saying, you are correct. But the G8 now, the emphasis is on Africa take a lead.
Africa taking a lead?
Yes.
With somebody else's money, mind you?
Not really, because since L'Aquila, mm-hmm. we have seen countries responding very, very, very well. In fact, we don't look at the 10% for CADAP or Comprehensive Africa Agricultural Development Program. No, we are looking at the response mechanism. Countries have responded. Countries have doubled their resource into agriculture. And it's not about money. It's about the goodwill. It's about the commitment. It is also about getting the right thing to do, the credible investment plans. It's about implementation. These countries you see, which were sampled to come here for the G8, they have demonstrated that, yes, it is possible. Ethiopia, where there are complaints that of this and that, the people who died several years back of famine, when you go now to Ethiopia, you'll find that, has it been in the press again? It has not been in the press. So it's an indication that things are happening. The African continent has changed. It is going to get food security and nutrition, and we are on the right track.
We used to hear about NEPAD. Nobody almost hears about it anymore. It is headquartered, I think, in Midlands, South Africa, near Johannesburg. You know, people sang NEPAD. This is going to bring a paradigm shift. It is going to benefit the ordinary African. Where are the results, my sister?
NEPAD is not an institution.
It was also, in a sense, it was also supported, in fact, by the G8, remember?
Yes, it's a new partnership, which we are in now.
For Africa's development.
Yes, it's a new partnership. It's a principle of doing things. How do you reform your institutions? How do you put in place a mechanism for checking the rule of law? They have been undertaking the peer review. We are also going to do it in agriculture.
Electoral codes and what have you.
To follow up, like have a yardstick.
You still have coups in Mali. You still have coups in Guinea-Bissau. You still have people stealing elections.